Everyone is used to potato chips, but have you ever tried the irresistible crunch of banana chips? Today we're diving into the fascinating process behind the scenes. From harvesting ripe bananas to slicing, frying, and flavoring, get ready to be amazed by the transformation of millions of bananas into your favorite crunchy snack. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Tech Revolt and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our updates. Banana harvesting. It's harvest time, and the energy is high. The bananas need to be perfect, ripe and sweet, just right for turning into chips. Harvesters zigzag through the plantation, machetes in hand, ready to go. With skilled swings, they chop down the hefty bunches from the plants. And let me tell you, these bunches are massive. Each one's a beast on its own. The workers handle the bunches with extra care, gently lowering them to the ground to avoid any bruises on the bananas. Now the real race begins. They quickly load up the bananas onto trucks or carts. It's a speedy affair, as they need to get these bananas to the processing plant before they go past that perfect point of ripeness. This quick move from plantation to plant is very important. Why? Because no one likes overripe bananas in their chips. Every step from the cutting to the loading is key to making sure those banana chips end up delicious and crunchy. Initial processing at the factory. Once the bananas arrive at the factory, the next phase of their journey into chipdom begins. Upon arrival, the bananas are offloaded from the trucks and lined up for a comprehensive quality check by trained inspectors. Each banana is carefully examined for ripeness, bruises, and any imperfections. Only those meeting strict quality standards are selected for further processing. This initial sorting ensures that the final product is made from the best available raw materials. Following the inspection, the bananas undergo a rigorous cleaning and washing process. This involves immersing the bananas in water and using brushes to scrub off any dirt and insects from the plantation. This step is significant to maintaining high standards of cleanliness and healthiness for the final product. The washing process ensures that all contaminants are removed, leaving the bananas pristine. This initial phase at the factory sets the stage for those bananas to transform into the crunchy, golden chips we love. Peeling and slicing. After the bananas have had initial processing, it's time for their big makeover, turning them from plump fruits into thin, snackable slices. This part of the process is where the magic of technology really shines. First up, peeling. Gone are the days of peeling each banana by hand. Now it's all about the automated peeling machines. Think of them as super efficient robots that can peel bananas faster than you can blink. These machines gently strip off the banana skins without wasting any of the delicious fruit inside. It's a slick, smooth operation that keeps things moving fast and efficiently. Once the bananas are naked, they head over to the slicing machines. These aren't your average kitchen slicers. They're high-tech gadgets engineered to slice bananas into the perfect, consistent thickness. Precision is key here because we all know that the best banana chips are the ones that are evenly thin and crispy. Each banana goes through the slicer, which cuts them into uniform thin rounds, ready to be cooked into crunchy perfection. Ensuring uniformity in slice thickness is key, not just for the crunch, but for cooking them evenly too. This step in the process is where we ensure that every chip you pop into your mouth has that satisfying snap. The machines are incredibly calibrated to make sure that each slice is just right, setting the stage for the next delicious phase of their transformation into banana chips. Drying and frying. Before banana slices go to the drying and frying stage, they sometimes are soaked in a solution usually containing water and salt. This soaking helps prevent spoilage and browning. Once soaked, they're all set for drying and frying, the steps that turn them into those super crunchy chips we all love. First comes drying. So why removing extra water from bananas? Simple dot. Once bananas hit the hot oil, we want them crispy instead of soggy. The slices are spread out to air dry, or they go through a machine that blows warm, dry air on them, getting them just right for the next step. Now let's talk about frying, the fun part. Choosing the right oil matters a lot here. Some people like using coconut oil because it adds a little sweetness and has some good fats. Others might pick sunflower or canola oil for a lighter taste. The type of oil used can really change up the flavor and how crunchy the chips get. The frying itself happens in some pretty cool machines that keep everything just right. They keep the oil hot at around 350 degrees Fahrenheit, so each banana slice turns golden and crispy without getting burnt. The slices don't stay in the oil too long, just long enough to get that perfect crunch. After they're fried, it's time to get rid of any extra oil, because let's face it, nobody likes greasy chips. The chips are tossed onto a setup like a vibrating conveyor belt or a spinner that shakes off that leftover oil. This step makes sure the chips aren't just tasty, but also have a nice texture. From the careful drying to the exact frying, the fried bananas are now ready for the addition of flavorings. Flavoring and seasoning. Now it's time for my favorite step, flavoring and seasoning. This step changes them from plain banana slices into the super addictive snack we all love. There are tons of flavors to choose from. Some chips get just a simple sprinkle of salt, while others are sweetened up with a little sugar. If you like a kick, you might find chips dusted with chili powder or paprika. And don't forget about the savory options like garlic or cheesy banana chips. There's a flavor for every taste bud, and each one gives the chips a unique twist. Getting the seasoning right on every chip is super important. Imagine getting a handful of chips where some are too plain and others are way too spicy. Not fun, right? To make sure every chip is just as tasty as the next, manufacturers use these big machines called tumblers. The chips go on a sort of mini roller coaster ride inside these rotating drums, getting evenly coated with seasoning. Quality control is a big deal at this stage. Consistency is key. You want every bag of chips to taste awesome. Quality controls are put in place to make sure every batch of chips tastes like it should. Packaging. After the banana chips have been perfectly seasoned, the next step is to get them ready for the shelves by packaging them up neatly. But first, they need to cool down. Fresh out of the flavor tumbler, the chips are a bit too warm for packaging. They're spread out and allowed to cool to room temperature. This prevents any steam from building up inside the package, which could make the chips soggy. For packaging materials, there's a variety to choose from, depending on the brand and how they want their product to be perceived. Most commonly, banana chips are packed in foil bags or plastic pouches. These materials are great because they keep out moisture and air, ensuring the chips stay crisp and fresh longer. Some brands might opt for more eco-friendly options like biodegradable bags or recyclable paper to appeal to environmentally conscious consumers. The packaging process is mostly automated, which keeps things efficient and hygienic. The chips are funneled into a packaging machine where they are weighed and dropped into bags. It's a swift process that makes sure each bag has just the right amount of chips. Once filled, the bags move along a conveyor to the next station where they get sealed. This part is pivotal because a good seal keeps the chips fresh and protects them from any contaminants. Finally, labeling and sealing are the finishing touches. Each bag is labeled with all the necessary information: ingredients, nutritional facts, best before date, and any marketing messages the brand wants to convey. The labels are designed to catch your eye and provide all the important details at a glance. After labeling, the bags are sealed tight, ensuring that no air gets in to spoil the chips. Distribution. After the banana chips are securely packaged and sealed, they're ready to make their journey to both local and international markets. The next step is packing them for shipment. Each bag of chips is placed into larger cartons or crates that are sturdy enough to handle the bumps and jostles of travel. These cartons are then stacked onto pallets, making them easier to move around with forklifts and store in warehouses or load into trucks. For distribution, the chips take different paths depending on where they're headed. Locally, they might be loaded into trucks and delivered directly to grocery stores, supermarkets, and snack shops. This part of the journey is relatively straightforward and quick, ensuring that the chips arrive fresh and ready to eat. When it comes to reaching international markets, the process is a bit more complex. The pallets might be transported to a port where they are loaded onto cargo ships or planes. This requires careful planning and coordination with shipping companies to manage the logistics and documentation needed for international trade. Each country has its own regulations and requirements for imported goods, so ensuring compliance is decisive to avoid delays and additional costs. Once the chips arrive at their destination, whether it's a store in the same town or a distributor in another country, they are unpacked and placed on shelves where consumers can easily find and purchase them. This entire distribution process ensures getting the banana chips from the factory floor to your snack bowl, making sure every bag is as delicious as it was intended to be. So next time you munch on a banana chip, remember the lively hustle of the harvest that made it all possible. It's not just a chip, it's a slice of the tropical sun and hard work, all packed into a tasty crunch. If you enjoyed watching how banana chips are made, you will definitely enjoy our How It's Made series. Click on the screen to find out more, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel as more interesting content is coming in.